Hello and welcome back to another video from my world-building project, Heroes of the Ravaged Gardens. Today we're heading back to the large easternmost mountain range, where the Maraki'ans have their domains. While a majority of them live in the sprawling capital city, Karavamat, they also have 8 garrisoned fortresses, the 8 Gates, controlling the most crucial passageways of the mountains. Along with a few larger towns, they also function as trading posts for the Aegir and Amnonites that visit. In addition, the Maraki control multiple little farms and villages in the valleys and along the rivers that flow out across the plains. All of these are ruled by descendants of the Heir, the first daughter to the immortal mother prophet that dwells in a deep cavern hall in Karavamat. Theirs is the exclusive right to make and enforce the law and to judge those who break it. This system is not to everyone's liking, and thus many bands of rebels and outlaws have formed. Hidden in plain sight in the villages, or holed up in fortresses made from stone or amnic timber, roaming free in high places or secluded gorges, there they exercise their own rule. Some of them have crossed unjust heirs and needed an escape. Some fight for freedom for themselves and others, and some simply murder, rob and plunder to feather their own nests. Rarely do they venture down into the woodlands, but all who travel the mountains must be wary of an ambush. Be they Maraki'an townsfolk, Aegir merchants, Amnic emissaries, or their arch-enemies, the daughters to the heir and the warrior. Common among the bandits are those who have no inherited trade or cause, or that lack a strong lineage. Take this highwayman for example. His name is Vorogen, meaning roaring frog. He is 1/16 stonemason on his father's side, he's been told, and 1/32 parts warrior on account of his great-great-grandmother, but his second cousin, who is knowledgeable on these things, claims that to be a complete invention of the village fire 590. Well, it's safe to say that in the genealogy-obsessed Maraki culture, he hasn't had it easy finding a place. Others know even less of their prophet ancestry, if there even is any. In recent years, the mountain bandits has started to consolidate under the leadership of an apostate of the warrior's house, one Sudhamyon al-Kilyavan. Self-titled as Lord of the Mountain and famed for his righteousness and strength, he has acquired a large fighting force in his fortress atop a mountain, where they live well on plunder from trade caravans and the Maraki'an gates. Among many of the populace he is well regarded, as he is known to be generous and giving, and never raid small villages and farms. On his shoulders sits a pauldron, stolen from a beaten warrior priestess. Is it protective? Well sure, maybe, but most of all he wears it to mock the Maraki'an authorities. He often wanders the mountains alone, or disguises himself to visit the city. In times when he is away, many of his followers instead look to someone else for guidance, the mountain witch, Rocksalt. She was once the midwife, healer and oracle of a small farming community, until some years ago when Sudhamyon brought her and her daughter to the bandit fortress. At times, brave or desperate villagers still travel to the stronghold, high up in the mountains, to seek her advice. For as much as she is respected for her wisdom, she is twice as feared for her mysterious dark arts. They say she can tell the future in bones, ash and snow, and she speaks with horses, lizards, cats and rats, who spy for her. In some ways, she reminds them of the mother prophet, whose rule they have fled. If Rocksalt the mountain witch is Sudhamyon's left hand, then his right hand is the Alewife. Her name is Semukian Palarvinavan, or Sem for short. Semukian and Samukian means daughter of the prophet and son of the prophet respectively, and is by far the most common name in Maraki society, so most still call her the Alewife. Like Sudhamyon himself, she too is an apostate from a main branch of the science, the line of the brewer. She claims she had to turn to brigandry after burning down the storeroom of a rivaling brewhouse. I've talked about the Karagiras, mountain horses, before. The smaller breeds in particular excel at traversing the rocky terrain and are of course used by brigands as well as everyone else. Mountain horse horns go for high prices among Aegir, who use them as decorations on their helmets and headpieces, but they are also used in a common scam. The mythical unicorn is said to have magical healing abilities, And the Karagiras with the straightest horns often get them sawn off and sold one by one as unicorn horns to ignorant or gullible customers. Speaking of unicorns, the bandit leader's biggest achievement is not victory in battle, but the catching and taming of a real, mighty unicorn. Okay, not real, really. This mountain horse has a very rare mutation, with the result being a single massive horn. It's a type of mutation that can actually happen to real-life deer, so why not to a fantasy goat horse creature? The unicorn is a fantastical beast with myths and legends surrounding it, in the world of Morn as well, so its capture has lent a great deal of mystery and prestige to the boastful mountain lord. That's all for this video. Let me know if you have a favorite character from today's lineup. I think this guy's kinda cool. Anyways, take care. Bye!